entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding, straight shooting, and suspense.
Point out the man, Bob.
Now, look, son, I wish you wouldn't
Never you mind that. I'm gonna do what I come for. Point out the man.
Your call, mister.
You, Baldwin.
That's right.
Business as usual, you win.
Not here to lose, mister. What can I do for you?
I want 140 Yankee dollars you took off my paw. You know the face? Or do you just see as far as a man's money belt? You hear, mister?
Paul was in here last night. He lost his money at an honest table.
In less than 3 hours. You know how long it took to make that money?
Do you know how little I care?
Mister, you got a choice. Either go for a gun or turn over that money.
No money either. Any other suggestions?
Just one.
You know, if there's anything I'd rather do than gamble, it's fight.
Holy Toledo, I better get Annie and Lofty.
Your idea of fun, Jim?
Don't crawl on me, Deputy. All I did was pick myself up and fight back.
Is that right, mister? Did you start this?
I sure did, ma'am. And it's gonna keep right on if you don't get back my pa's money.
Look, boy, I've made enough trouble already, so why make more? I tried to tell him the money had done gone, but he just wouldn't listen.
You rode herd all the way from Abilene for it, Pa. I ain't gonna see it stole, not by the likes of him.
Look, if you think I stole it, make a charge. The law's right here.
Isn't there nothing I can do?
Not unless you can prove the game was crooked. I told you, boy, I lost it fair and square. No use complaining more.
Look, I know how you feel, and I don't blame you. We'd like to see this place closed, too, but there's nothing we can do. At least not right now.
Gosh, Annie, you suppose he's gonna cause any more trouble?
No, Tagg. And I don't think he's the cause of the trouble we've already had.
You're gonna start that again?
Why not? Sooner or later, we might talk some sense into your head.
I doubt it. Why don't you give up?
You know why, Jim. When are you gonna realize what you're doing to your father?
My father. Fearless ex-marshal. Beloved citizen. Big Jim Baldwin.
You used to like being called Little Jim. Or have you forgotten?
I'm trying to. Look, what did my dad get out of being a hero? Besides a lousy pension and a bad gun arm.
Aren't you forgetting he won the respect and admiration of a whole territory?
Respect and admiration. Now, just what does that buy?
In your book? Not much, I guess. But the name Baldwin has always been associated with honesty, not a gambling hall. And don't forget it's your name that's drawing the people in here.
I don't use a magnet, Annie. And just because my name is Baldwin, it doesn't mean I have to risk my neck for $75 a month. Well, look at Lofty. Just like Big Jim, a lawman. Well, I make more in 1 hour at that table than you do in a whole month.
Yeah, that's right, Jim. But I can sleep nights.
Now, what do you mean by that?
I mean that old cowhand you just broke. You ought to be real proud of yourself.
Yes. I'm sure Big Jim would be. Real proud.
your father?
Something must be up. Looks like trouble.
Big Jim, what's wrong?
The Simpson gang, Annie. I spotted them out Maria Lake.
They see you?
I wasn't a lawman 30 years for nothing, Lofty. For a minute, I thought of trying to take it myself till I remembered I don't handle a gun any too well these days.
Well, good sense always was one of your strong suits. I'm glad you didn't try anything foolish, Jim.
Sure, let the young blood take over for a while.
I'm afraid he hasn't much faith in young blood, Lofty. What's up?
Nothing that a gambler could handle. Hello, Nancy.
Hello, Big Jim.
Your father just spotted the Simpson gang out at Rio Lake.
The ones who robbed the Denton Bank?
Yeah, that's right. We're going after him now. You want to come along, little Jim?
Why don't you go along?
Why? That's what lawmen are paid for, remember?
Good luck! You take your chances on the turn of a card, is that it?
Something like that, Dad. You'll have to admit it's a lot safer that way.
Oh, Jimmy's your father. You hurt him.
No, Nancy, he hurt himself.
Rio Lake's just ahead, Lofty. We'd better move in slowly. Look, Lofty, up there.
Better split up. Meet in Diablo Canyon.
They split up here. I'll take this road. Lofty. At least we got one of them.
What's up?
Frank won't be here. The law got him. They're taking him to town.
Huh?
Saw him a couple of minutes ago. You figure he'll talk?
No, he's all right, but we're not leaving him.
We're not sticking around.
We sure aren't. We got a chance to bust him out. Frank's too good a man to lose. Oh, quit worrying. I'll figure something out. One down, two to go.
Any idea where they headed?
Oh, probably out of the territory.
Well, I sure hope so. That Simpson's bad medicine.
Most outlaws are, Tagg.
What I can't figure out is, why would anybody want to become an outlaw, Annie?
Well, they figure it's the easy way, I guess. Or they're too lazy to earn an honest living.
You hit it right on the barrelhead, Annie. And I know. I've jailed dozens of them, and they're all the same. Whether they know it or not, they haven't got what it takes to be a decent citizen. Sometimes they try to get easy money gambling. When they find that doesn't work, they turn to crime.
Oh, gosh, Mr. Baldwin, your son, Little Jim, he's a gambler.
Never mind, Annie. No use trying to hide what's the truth. My son's a gambler cut and dried. I've spent my life fighting crime. He's creating criminals. What hurts is that he likes it.
No offense, Jim, but if I had my way, I'd run him out of town.
You know something, Lofty? This may sound strange, but you'd have my blessing. Matter of fact, I'd help. Kind of funny, isn't it? I sort of hoped he'd want to follow me into law enforcement and be a United States Marshal.
Jim, he's still young. Maybe he'll change his ways.
Well, I hope so. But I'll tell you something.
Now, what's that?
He'd better hurry.
Morning, Dad.
Morning.
What's the extra artillery for? You going back into business?
No, Cy Bandon wants to do a little hunting and asked me to fix it up for him.
Still, working on your hobby, huh?
Keeps me out of trouble.
You're not going out to Banion's place now, are you?
Why not?
Across the mesa in this heat must be close to 100 out there.
I can take it. I'll live.
Meaning the, younger generation can't, huh?
You said it. I didn't. What are you doing there?
Turning into a delivery boy.
You gonna take that out of Banion's?
Like you said, why not?
You sure you can take the heat?
I'll try. You mind?
Not a bit. Matter of fact, I'm a little surprised.
I thought you would be.
You were right. Thanks. Get up.
Hey, Tagg.
Hi.
How'd you like to earn yourself a real Yankee dollar?
Gee, that's more than 3 weeks' allowance.
Annie will probably scalp me, huh?
I won't tell her if you won't. What do I have to do?
You know where Cy Banion's place is?
Sure, across the mesa.
Just deliver this with my compliments.
Is that all I have to do?
That's all.
Bye.
Lofty, have you seen Tagg?
No, not for a couple of hours. Why, something wrong?
I'm not sure. I've been looking all over for him.
It's not like Tagg right off without telling you.
No, I know. It's what worries me.
Come on, let's go out and see if we can find it.
Any luck?
Ah, nobody's seen him.
Have you seen Tagg?
Sure, a couple hours ago. Why, isn't he back yet?
Back from where?
Cy Banion's place. I sent him out on a little errand. Figured he'd like to make an easy dollar.
Do you figure riding out on that mesa is easy?
You know it's at least 110 out there?
Tagg will take care of himself. I wouldn't worry about it.
You wouldn't.
Look, what are you two getting so excited about, anyway? You probably...
Lofty. Something's happened to Tagg.
Easy now, Annie.
Lofty, we've got to find him. He's out in all this heat.
I'll go get the horses.
Annie, just try and calm down. I told you Tagg knows how to take care of himself. He'll be all right.
He'd better be. If he isn't, I'll... he's alive, Lofty.
He probably took a fall and threw him. But we have to get him to town, Annie, and fast.
How's the boy?
We don't know yet, Dad.
Annie and Lofty are in with the doctor. We should know soon.
Haven't you got good sense?
Look, Dad, I didn't think...
I know you didn't think. You never do accept of yourself. And because of it, that boy in there could be dying. What kind of a...
How is he?
Dr. Farrell says you'll be all right.
Except for a few bruises, he's in pretty good shape. If he'd been out in that sun for another hour...
Is there anything I can do?
Haven't you done enough for one day? Look, there's probably some poor wrangler waiting back at the tables for you to come take his money away.
Annie, I'm sorry.
Well, that ought to do it, Al.
Yeah, he'll deliver the message.
Lofty.
What's trouble, Woody?
I wish I knew. Duke Simpson and his pal took pot shots at me out on Oak Road.
Simpson? We thought he'd headed back across the border.
Well, it was him for certain.
It's a great way to start the day.
Think you and me can keep an eye on things here, Tagg?
Sure. Maybe we can even get in a little game of checkers, huh?
You're on.
Looks like our messenger boy did his job right well.
Guess I outboxed you, huh, Mr. Baldwin?
Yes, you did at that, Tagg.
Holy Toledo, what did I do?
You outfoxed me, Tagg. You got yourself just where I wanted you.
Well, I hope I'm not breaking up anything.
No, your dad's just giving me a little lesson in checkers, that's all.
Yeah, I remember he used to skin me pretty good, too.
Maybe that was the trouble. I did the wrong kind of skinning.
Tagg, I came over to see how you were. Feeling better?
Sure. Doc told me to take it easy. Not too much excitement, you know.
Hold down the noise now. Nobody got hurt.
The keys, Duke. They're in the desk drawer.
Looks like your luck's running thin, Baldwin. Last time I saw you, I lost over $400.
So you got it back for robbing a Denton bank, huh?
Yeah, something like that, Bob.
Your fellow card players. Proud of them?
This is Big Jim Baldwin, Duke. He knows the country hereabouts like the back of his hand. Now, he could get us across the border fast.
Seems like a few days in jail has sharpened up your brain, Frank. All right, move.
You got the wrong man, Simpson. I'm not taking you across the border.
Well, now, maybe I can just change your mind.
No,
All right, stop it!
I'll get you across the border. Take you through a shortcut. Through Devil's Canyon.
Okay, gambling man. It's better be dealing off the top of the deck. Come on, get moving.
Anybody tries to follow us, kid, he's a dead man.
Mr. Baldwin! Mr. Baldwin! Little Jim's gonna lead him through Devil's Canyon to the border.
Annie and Lofty. Jailbreak, Annie. Smith and these men are headed for the border. Little Jim's taking them to Devil's Canyon.
Looks like we were tricked.
Oh, hold it. You should have reached the border by now. What are you pulling, Baldwin?
Nothing, honestly. It's just a little farther. Hey, Duke.
He must be giving us the runaround. We passed that same rock a little while back.
This way you get down, Baldwin. Don't play your hand. Here you're a gambling man. What odds you give saying you'll be alive in a minute? Whatever they are, you lose.
You all right, son?
Sure I am, Dad. About 10 times better than I was 2 hours ago. Hope you don't mind shaking hands with an ex-gambler.
Not at all, son. Not at all.
All right, on your feet.
Come on, get up.
First honest work I've done in all my life.
Well, it won't be the last, son, if that application to the United States Marshal comes through.
Well, there's no reason it shouldn't with both you and Lofty writing the recommendation.
Now, if I could just get someone to write me...
Consider it written and accepted.
Not easy to support a wife on $75 a month.
We'll manage.
Sure, and if you can't, you can always get your dad in a little game. Tagg. Holy Toledo, Annie. I mean, checkers.
Bullseye! Annie Oakley hits the entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Brave right away! Say, looks like you're headed towards the trading post. So am I.
Brave Rider is happy to see you, Tagg. Her name, Little Rider. She my sister.
Hello, little rider. Say, can't she talk yet?
She go to Indian school 2 years. But you are first boy she see who is not Navajo. She afraid to speak English.
Afraid? Gosh, there's nothing to be afraid of. When I say hello, all you have to do is say, hello, Tagg.
And how is your sister, Tagg?
Fine. It's her birthday tomorrow. That's why I'm headed towards the trading post. Think I'm gonna give her a Navajo bracelet. Might have cost about $3.60.
Trading post, they charge too much. From Brave Rider bracelet costs nothing.
Gosh, you mean it's for free?
And this gift of tribe to Annie Oakley, this token of how we feel in our hearts.
You mean that's free too?
A Navajo does not put price on how he feels in his heart.
You mean that's a present from her to Annie?
No, this for Tagg. My sister wants you to have it. She made blanket herself.
Gosh. Well, I better be getting home with this stuff. So long, little rider.
Say goodbye, Tagg.
Hello, Tagg.
Gosh, she sure gets her words mixed up, doesn't she? Well, anyhow, thanks a lot. I'll be seeing you.
Yate, get down. Get his pack horse. What do you think you're doing?
Little Rider, go! You men not Navajo. Navajo never rides saddle. You are white men who pretend to be Navajo. And I am not first Navajo you have robbed.
But you won't live to tell about it.
Why risk a murder charge? There's an easier way.
What if he goes back to the reservation?
He won't go back. When a warrior loses his long hair, he loses face with his tribe. This one would rather be dead than to have his people see him with his hair cut short. Hold still, Injun. I ain't gonna scalp you. I'm just gonna give you a haircut.
He said hold still. What about the little Indian kid? If she goes back home, she can talk, can't she?
Ah, who's gonna believe an Indian kid?
Navajo wishes to live in peace with white man. But white man has lost faith with own people. White man steals from Navajo many, many times in the last moon. White man has pretended to be Navajo, put blanket on saddle, and steal from Navajo. Time has come for Navajo to gather in council of war. My own son has been robbed by white men who pretend to be Navajo. Let the smoke now call our braves to war council.
Hi, Annie. Hi, Tagg. Hey, what have you got in that bundle, young man? If you want me to iron another pair of Levi's for you today, the answer is no.
Oh, it's just an old horse blanket. I met Brave Rider today. He gave it to me. Say, where's Lofty?
Oh, he's out in the corral. He bought himself a new horse this morning. You know, the way that he's spoiling that stallion, you'd think he was the only horse this side of the Mississippi.
Gosh, Lofty's got a new horse, huh?
Mm-hmm. Why don't you go on out and see for yourself?
I'd like to. Say, he's a beauty.
He sure is, isn't he? Last summer, he won 2 blue ribbons at the Chicago Fair. Look at that mane and that tail.
Too long. If it was my horse, I'd roach that mane.
You cut this mane?
Yeah.
How do you think Black Midnight won his blue ribbons? He had the best-looking mane and tail at the Chicago Fair.
Lofty, look.
Navajo smoke.
Gosh, we better ride up to the Indian Agency and find out what it's all about.
You won't be riding up there.
I just checked the horses outside, Mr. Hayden. And what I told you was true. These men must have stolen the work of my family.
Let me handle this, Gorman. Whoever cut this Indian's hair didn't cut it short enough. I'm gonna trim it right down to the scalp.
Before he wrecks the whole trading post. I'll cover the back.
What's going on around here?
These men tried to rob me of the things on the counter. Then they came here to sell the work of the Navajo to Mr. Hayden.
This Injun's a crazy liar, ma'am. Tell her, Mr. Hayden, that we're regular customers of yours.
I assure you that's right, Miss Oakley. These men came in here to buy, not to sell. I've known them for almost a year now. And believe me, they're both good customers of mine.
But who traded you this work of the Navajo?
A couple of Indians brought the merchandise in a little while ago.
And these are the same, too. When they robbed me, they wore different clothes. They pretend to be Navajo.
What's this Injun talking about?
It is true.
Are you sure the two Indians that traded you this merchandise were really Indians?
Please, Miss Oakley. My job as agent here requires that I know an Indian when I see one.
Might be some truth to what Brave Ryder says. Lately, we've been hearing complaints of Indians who claim they were robbed by Indians.
But there's no proof that the victims were robbed by white men posing as Indians.
And there's one way we might be able to find out. You see, the work of each Navajo family is quite different from every other Navajo family, so we might be able to trace it.
What are you getting at?
Well, I'd like to take samples of your merchandise here back to the reservation and ask the Indians if they traded it themselves or if it was stolen from them.
Well, that's a good idea, Miss Oakley, except that this is no time for any of us to be entering that reservation. The sky is full of smoke.
Yes, I know. And the smoke calls for a council of war. And if we don't act soon, the smoke may call for an Indian uprising, an all-out war.
And for that reason, I can't allow anyone to ride into the reservation. Not even you or the deputy.
But if there's been a violation of the law...
If there is a violation, then it concerns the authorized agent appointed by the Department of Indian Affairs. Your job is the county of Diablo. My job is here on this reservation.
He's got us there, Annie.
But these men did rob me. Their horses are outside. The same horses.
Let's take a look at those horses.
Let's go.
There is my pack pony with empty packs. And the lead rope is still tied to the saddle horn of a horse owned by these men.
I know there's no actual proof yet, but I still think there's evidence enough that warrants holding on to these two men.
Now, maybe that's the way you'd handle it in Diablo, Miss Oakley. But this is the Indian reservation. It's not the way I intend to handle it here.
Just how do you intend to handle it?
Well, in the first place, this Navajo is under arrest. And I intend to lock him up right here in my own jail.
On what charge?
For attacking two white men in the trading post. I was a witness to that myself.
I swear by the honor of my tribe that I did not attack these men. They attacked me first on the trail.
He swears by the honor of his people. He has no honor. Another thing, he hasn't even any hair.
If I must be placed in cell for bad Indians, I will forever lose honor with my people. If I must be placed in jail, I choose your jail in Diablo.
You've got no choice, Navajo. You're on a federal reservation.
I can't help you now, Brave Ryder, and I wouldn't if I could.
Why won't you help him, Annie?
Because I just realized that our good friend Brave Ryder is nothing but a horse thief. Where'd you get the horse you're riding out there?
From my father. We raised him from a colt.
That's not true. That horse was stolen from the Diablo stables. You can lock this Indian up, Mr. Hayden, on any charge you like. And if you'd like a second charge, come out to the gate with me and let this Navajo try and explain why the horse he's been riding bears the brand of the Diablo stables.
Annie, I can't believe that. Why would Brave Ryder here steal a horse?
There's no excuse for bad Indian.
You've got Brave Ryder all wrong, Annie. There's no brand on this paint.
Lofty, this Indian's under arrest. You can take the handcuffs from Mr. Hayden.
Now, this man's my prisoner.
Not now, Mr. Hayden. He was your prisoner when he was standing on the other side of that fence. But right now, he's standing in the county of Diablo. So we'll take over from here.
I wouldn't advise you to draw that gun, Mr. Hayden.
You people can't get away with this. You're local people.
And you're standing on the wrong side of the fence. So you'd better get back inside, Mr. Hayden. And take your handcuffs with you.
She won't hold him. She'll scoot him right home to the reservation. I'll have to show my books. Where does that leave us?
That Navajo won't go home. He can't. Why do you think we cut his hair?
Now, don't sell that little blonde short. Remember, she already tricked us out of a prisoner. And if she can trick that Indian into going home, we're in real trouble. I am especially. I'll have a lot of explaining to do. Where did I buy my Navajo merchandise? And where did I pay for it? Out of government money. And what Navajo families did I buy the stuff from?
We can't help you there, Mr. Hayden.
I know. You two only have to account to me, but I'm a government agent. I have to account to Washington.
So, how do we stop it?
Go to Diablo. Get that Injun out of his jail cell.
Oh, shut up. How do you want us to handle it?
Keep Annie Oakley out of the reservation for a few days. Start an Indian war if you have to. Hey, look at this.
That's more powwow smoke than I've seen in years.
Now, that's not council smoke. That's war smoke. Well, Annie Oakley said herself it might change, and she sure was right. Boys, we couldn't have a better break.
How's it a break?
Well, with war smoke in the sky, why, we'll have the cavalry on the way. They'll patrol the borders of this whole reservation. They won't let anybody in, and they won't let anybody out. You get it now?
Yeah. They won't let Annie Oakley in there with that engine.
It means something else, too. The Indians don't know it yet, but they're going to sneak in here and burn this post to the ground. And when they burn the post up, they'll also burn my books and records. You get it?
Sam, we got a little smoking to do. Navajo style.
Need a match?
Really want a blue ribbon on account of his long mane and tail?
Why not? The horse looks better than any other horse at the Chicago Fair. Why shouldn't he win ribbons? You know, I've never seen a finer mane in my life.
Hey, wasn't that a bugle?
That's a bugle, all right. There's the reason for it. It's war smoke. Tell Annie. I'll be right in.
All right.
Warriors will be gathering all night. And by dawn, we'll see boundary clashes with the cavalry. A lot of Indians and a lot of troopers shooting each other.
But how do we stop it, Annie?
I've been talking to Brave Ryder, Lofty, and there's no doubt that those men robbed him. Other Navajos have been robbed, too. And, you know, I have an idea that Henry Hayden gets this merchandise free, sells it, and then makes entries in his book to show that he used government money for the merchandise. Actually, he pockets the money himself.
If we could prove that.
But how, huh? Well, I had one idea, and that was to take some of the merchandise from Hayden's store back to the reservation, find out which of the Navajos made it, and if they traded it themselves or if it was stolen from them.
You'd have to get samples for that, Annie. You already asked Hayden, he turned you down. He's probably getting rid of everything in the place by now.
Hey, I got an idea.
Tagg, where did you get these things?
From Brave Ryder and his little sister. I wasn't going to show them to you till tomorrow. They're for your birthday.
Oh, thanks, Tagg. And thank you, Brave Ryder.
This is a perfect sample of the work done by Brave Ryder's family.
Lofty, I'm going to take these things out to the reservation and try and see Chief Grjngo. I'm going to tell him exactly what happened to his son, Brave Ryder, and that his war is against the bad white people and shouldn't be against all of them.
The Army will have those boundaries covered within an hour. We'd better hurry, Annie.
No, wait a minute. I'd better hurry. You know, I'm afraid the Navajos might misunderstand if they saw Deputy riding along with me, so I'd better ride alone. But with Brave Ryder.
I can never return. I have lost honor with my people.
Brave Rider, we've got to stop a war between your people and my people. And if you want to regain your honor, now's your chance. Remember one thing. Your people need you much more than they need your pride. Shall we go?
I will go.
Good. Tagg, Lofty, help me saddle up.
Halt! Who goes there?
Annie Oakley, Diablo County Sheriff's Office. Sergeant, I've got to get inside that reservation to see the chief. I'm trying to stop an Indian war.
So are we. But all boundaries of the reservation have been closed. Order Major Benson, 7th Cavalry.
Oh, please.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Is he a Navajo?
Yes.
You tell him he's got just 3 seconds to get back on the reservation. I'm sorry, I'll have to ask you to stay out, ma'am.
Go back to your people and do the best you can.
I'm sorry, ma'am. Not that I think that you try to smuggle any arms or ammunition to the Indians. Go home, Navajo.
Sergeant, you sure are a stubborn man.
Well, I guess it's just my job that makes me so stubborn.
You know, sometimes my job makes me a little bit stubborn, too. Well, how do I look, Tagg?
I think you need a little dark powder behind your ears.
Don't be silly. Who's going to be looking behind my ears?
What are you dressed up for? A midnight masquerade?
Well, for your information, Lofty Craig, I'm dressed up for a dawn ride into the reservation. The sergeant wouldn't pass me before, but I bet he'll pass me now. You know, if a white man can disguise himself as an Indian, why can't a white woman? I got the idea from Mr. Hayden.
It's a good idea, but since when do Navajo women have blonde hair?
I won't have blonde hair. Just watch. See?
Where'd you get that wig? It looks like horsehair. It even feels like horsehair.
Lofty, I hope you won't be mad. It really doesn't hurt the horse one bit. And, you know, lots of horses have their manes roached and their tails bobbed. Now, you take the running horses of Kentucky, you know, they're famous.
Oh, wait a minute. Annie, you didn't. Oh, no.
Lofty, it's for a good cause.
I don't believe it.
There.
Howdy, Sergeant. This Indian should be back on the reservation. Caught her in Diablo. The Navajo?
Yeah, just some old squaw.
Well, that's a sample of an old Indian squaw. I sure would like to see one of their maidens. Go home, Navajo. Sounds like somebody's in a hurry. Yeah. You and the kid better head back for Diablo. We might have an Indian war here any second.
I'd like permission to proceed along this road to the trading post.
All right. Be sure you stay outside the reservation fence. Proceed. Yeah.
Told me to keep an eye on Annie Oakley. I did, and we've got trouble. She got dressed up as a Navajo and bluffed herself past a sentry.
Well, where would she be now?
My guess is she's riding into the reservation about this time.
Hey, you gotta stop her before she gets to the chief, and I don't care how you do it. I'll be with you myself as soon as I can burn this place down and get going.
Tagg, fish everything out of that stove. I've heard lots of ways of keeping books and figures, but this is a new one. I don't think it'll get very popular. I'm sorry I can't lock you up in Diablo, Mr. Hayden. Like you say, I am out of bounds here. So I'll lock you in your jail for bad Indians. Tagg, ride down and bring back that army sergeant. This is a federal case.
Your son, brave rider, comes here in dishonor, without hair, to ask that you not blame all white men for the wrongs of a few.
My ears do not listen. Our tribe has been wronged.
Annie Oakley comes alone to see you, the chief of our people.
I'll keep her pinned down. You circle around back.
Such a brave young lady to die under the guns of the same two men who have fought our own people?
Everything's all right, Lofty.
Hello, little rider. Can't you say hello, Tagg? Won't you even try?
Yes, I will say it. Goodbye, Tagg. Goodbye, Tagg.
Gosh, Annie, this kid's all mixed up. When she says hello, she means goodbye. When she says goodbye, she means hello.
Goodbye, Tagg.
Entertainment bullseye every week with her hard riding. Straight shooting. And suspense.
Hello, Sheriff.
Annie?
Hello, Sheriff. Good to see you.
Hello, Lofty. Hello, Tagg.
Hi. You here to see the big fight?
Well, I thought I came here to see a fight, but that Mexican army captain just asked me to help keep the peace around here. He's the only law on duty.
Just one man?
Well, there's a company of rallies on the way. You see, this fight was scheduled in such a hurry they didn't have time to cover.
Gosh, a fight for the world's championship. I think more people than that would turn out.
Well, they would, Tagg, if the fight had been staged in the United States, but it's been banned all over the country.
Gee, I hope they don't ban it here, or you and me won't be seeing that fight.
Not you and me, Tagg. You and I won't be seeing the fight.
It's a cinch you won't be seeing it. So you let the ladies peek over the back fence. Come on, Lofty.
How many, please?
May I offer you my place in line, ma'am? It's much closer to the ticket stand.
That's very kind of you, but no, thank you. We'll wait our turn.
It's rather unusual to see a lady at a boxing match. I'm curious.
Well, the answer's really very simple. I didn't want this young man to miss the fight. He's my brother.
Oh, I wish more ladies in the United States were as broad-minded as you seem to be, ma'am. If they were, then, well, this bout wouldn't have to be staged in Mexico.
We'd better not stall around too long. There's a company of rallies on their way.
You're really not against boxing?
No, I'm all for it. I'd much rather see men fight with 5-ounce gloves and fight with pistols and rifles. What the West needs is more boxing gloves and less six-shooters, more physical culture and less gun culture.
How many, please?
Put the money in the sack and quick.
Hold it. Hold it.
Hurry up.
Stay here and watch the fight, Tagg.
All right. See the fight, she says. How can I see it when they didn't leave me any money for a ticket?
Don't worry. You'll see the fight.
Get that bike out of here!
Keep it covered, Lofty. Drop those guns. Lofty, Sheriff Sadie. Here are the 3 prisoners for your local jail.
They're all yours, Sheriff. Can you handle them alone?
Of course.
We better get back to that fight. We left Tagg there without any money for his ticket.
You go right ahead. I'll take care of them.
Thanks, Sheriff.
And now the main event. On my right, at 174 pounds, Bob Fitzsimmons. And on my left, at 180, Peter Miller.
You know what, Annie? He not only bought my ticket, but he says I can ride home on the stage with him after the fight.
It's not out of my way. The stage goes right through Diablo.
Well, that's very nice of you. Well, Lofty and I do still have to make a report to the Mexican authorities.
Right. I'll see that he gets home, Miss Oakley.
Certainly hope you thank him right, Tagg. He's a gentleman.
Of course he's a gentleman, Annie. That's his name. Gentleman Jim Corbett.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm James J. Corbett.
The world heavyweight champion?
Sure he is, Annie. Show him your belt, Mr. Corbett. Only the world's champion can wear that belt.
Or the ex-world's champ. The next champion will be the man who wins in that ring today. I'm giving up my title to the winner.
But he doesn't have to give up that belt because he's still the undefeated world's champion. Well, there's the belt. Mind taking my horse home, Annie?
It doesn't look like Lofty and I have much choice.
We gotta get inside, Annie.
Please excuse us.
champ. I sure wish you'd be in that ring today. I bet you could beat Fitzsimmons with one hand tied behind your back.
Tagg, if I have to meet Bob Fitzsimmons, I hope it won't be with one hand tied behind my back.
Get out, driver. Cut your team loose. Everybody out.
They look like the same three that robbed the ticket office.
Pile out, all of you. Come on, hurry up. Line up over there.
All right, put your money in the hat, boys, and nobody gets hurt. Hey, Steve. This is James J. Corbett, the famous fighter.
Yeah, I'm a famous fighter myself, only I don't use my fists. I wouldn't advise you to try to use yours.
Open your coat, Mr. Corbett. I want that famous belt you're always wearing.
Don't give it to him.
All right, Tagg. I'll handle it.
Thank you, Mr. Corbett. You're a real gentleman.
My pleasure.
Back inside, all of you. All right, Ed, unhook the horses. We'll get out of here.
You stay here, Mr. Corbett. We're not far from Diablo. I'll ride and get help.
All right, Tagg.
That was a low blow. Ain't you supposed to be the referee? Rifle, watch it, will you? Watch this. That's how Fitzsimmons does it.
That's very interesting, Tomahawk, but I hired you to keep the office clean. So how about doing a little sweeping between rounds?
Sure, Annie. I guess you heard who won the fight today.
No, who?
Oh, Fitzsimmons knocked him out in less than 2 minutes.
In the first round?
Yeah, I heard it over the wires down at the telegraph office. Well, it reminds me why I came for you a little while ago. I guess I forgot on account of the fight.
From Sheriff Sandy, Lofty. Ed Morgan and the Stryker brothers have escaped from jail.
They held up the coach.
Who held up the coach?
3 men, same three that robbed the ticket office.
Where was this Tagg and when?
Only a few minutes ago, near Twin Forks. They split up and headed south.
Lofty, it's my guess they're heading for the border. I'll ride over Mesquite Canyon, you cover San Juan Rocks.
Dad, take that key back and bring the coach in.
Okay, but you better hurry up. They stole Jim Corbett's diamond belt.
On me.
About 2 sizes too small.
Hi, sis. Here's Mr. Corbett.
Hello, Mr. Corbett.
Miss Oakley?
Here's your wallet.
Why, thank you.
And your belts.
I'd hate to lose this. What represents knockdowns and knockouts.
Years of training. Oh, actually, considering you got my wallet back, I ought to give you the belt as a reward.
I wouldn't take it.
You aren't married. It is Miss Oakley?
Yes, Miss Oakley.
Your coach is waiting, Mr. Corbett. I guess you're in a hurry. Oh, I see you got your belt back. Good.
Thanks to Miss Oakley.
Oh, what about Ed Morgan and Steve Stryker? Did you pick up their trails?
I picked it up, but I lost it again.
Oh, that's too bad.
I don't know. Maybe it was a break.
We'd better wire Sheriff Sandy and tell him we caught one of his prisoners.
If there's anything I can ever do to repay what you've done, please, be sure to call on me.
Say, Annie, why don't you tell him about the new school? Mr. Corbett's got all sorts of money. Maybe he'll help us out.
Tagg. I'm sorry, Mr. Corbett. I'd like to apologize for him.
What, not at all. A new school's nothing to apologize for. Look, how much it helped?
No, thanks just the same. We like to earn our own money in this town.
I got an idea. How about staging a match between Mr. Corbett and me? I think I could take this guy, as long as I have my lucky rabbit's foot.
Tomahawk, that's the best idea you've had since you gave up boxing. Mr. Corbett, could you stay here till Saturday?
Oh, I could stay much longer.
Annie said till Saturday.
We could stage exhibition bouts and use the same referee and ring equipment they have across the border. And we could offer a prize of $10 a round for every round any local man stayed in the ring with Mr. Corbett. I wonder if $10 is enough inducement.
I'll put up the prize money myself, Miss Oakley. I'll offer $100 a round.
$100? Boy, oh boy, I'll have enough money to buy me one of them fancy belts. Bunnyfoot, I'm gonna frame you in diamonds.
Is there anyone else around this town who might like to try a round with me?
No. No, we're not cowards in this town, Mr. Corbett, but we just don't make our living the same way you do. You're world's heavyweight champion. Now, there's not a man in Diablo that could go around with you. Under ring rule.
Where do you see old Tomahawk in there with him?
And Hank Bloom.
Oh, who's Hank Bloom?
Well, he lives down the road just a little ways. He's fought John L. Sullivan last year and went 5 rounds with him.
Just understand one thing, Miss Oakley. The moment I step in that ring Saturday, I'll be in there fighting. I'll polish off every man as fast as I can. Oh, it's not the money. It's the reputation that goes with this belt. I fought hard for that reputation. I intend to keep it. Tagg, how about getting my suitcase from the stagecoach office?
All right, Mr. Corbett.
Now, could you direct me to a hotel?
I'll show you to the hotel.
After you.
Tomahawk, I hope you slug him all over the ring.
So do I. What do you got against him?
You wouldn't understand.
Want their money back. Corbett says he might as well call it off.
Call it off? We can't do that. What about Hank Bloom? He said he'd fight Corbett.
Oh, he looked at Corbett and backed out.
How about Lefty Seiler?
Same as Hank. He looked at Corbett and turned into a chicken.
Tomahawk was the one I was counting on. I never thought he'd lose his nerve.
Oh, he claims he lost his lucky rabbit's foot.
Well, help him find it.
How can I help Tomahawk find his lucky rabbit's foot? I can't even find Tomahawk.
Tagg, you stay here. Lofty.
Hi, Annie. How are the fights going?
There aren't any fights. The people want their money back. The school money.
Oh, so he let you down, huh? The great Corbett let you down.
No, he did not let me down. He's out in that ring right now, waiting. Everybody else let me down. There's not a man in this town that wants to get in the same ring with Jim Corbett. But you won't let me down, will you, Lofty? You just got to get in that ring with him.
Me, Annie? Oh, no.
Well, just for a few rounds, Lofty. Just until Tomahawk finds his lucky rabbit's foot. 3 rounds at the most.
You want me to go 3 rounds with the world's champion? Oh, come on, Annie.
Lofty, you've just got to. It's for the new school.
I like the old school. And besides, I've got to guard the prisoner.
I'll guard him. Now, come on, Lofty. We got to go. Come on, we got to... Here.
Oh, Annie, I must be crazy.
No, let's go.
Annie, I'm no boxer.
Where are the keys?
Deputy took them.
You'll have to blast it then. Get under that bunk and protect yourself until I get ready.
Now remember, Lofty, you're fighting for a cause. Ring that bell.
Annie, wait a minute.
In this corner, Lofty Craig. And in this corner, the former world's heavyweight champion, one of the greatest fighters in ring history, James J. Corbett. Lofty, the whole town's counting on you, and so am I.
Gee, Lofty, I'm awful sorry I can't be in your corner, but I sort of promised Mr. Corbett I'd be in his.
I understand, Tagg. After all, promise is a promise.
Yeah, but be careful.
Glad you got here, Sheriff.
Well, I am a little embarrassed, but I came as fast as I could.
What happened to your hand?
Well, I was shot the last time we tangled with those prisoners. I never should have tried to hold them with my best gun hand wounded. That's how they busted from my jail.
Well, we've got one of them in our jail right now, and I've got a hunch that the other two... I thought they'd show up here.
Oh. I'll cover the back.
What are you doing here?
I'm hiding from Corbett. I mean, I'm looking for my lucky rabbit's foot.
You're wearing it.
Oh, I am? Yeah, I am.
Listen, you get on back to that arena and tell Lofty to keep fighting as long as he can, and don't tell him there's been a jailbreak.
She's trying to catch Ed Morgan and the Stryker brothers.
Catch who?
She didn't want me to tell you, but they're trying to bust Billy Stryker out of jail. Look, Lofty, Annie wants you in the ring.
Leave her alone to catch those fellas.
Gee, Lofty, you better get in there. You only have 10 seconds. Look.
One.
Gosh, Lofty, the whole town's rooting for you.
Look, you were in Corbett's corner.
I'm in your corner, Lofty, and I always will be.
Give me that rabbit's foot. I'm gonna need it.
All right, now, get in there. Let him have it, Lofty. There we go. Let's go.
Annie, I've got the back door covered.
Don't trust that white flag. Stay where you are until they come out with their hands up. All right, throw your guns outside. You've been in there with 17 rounds?
That's right. Come on, Lofty. Give it to him, but good.
Stay in there, Lofty.
That's right.
There we
Gosh,
go.
honey, you should have seen the other one.
I've seen enough. We've all seen a great fight here today. But if there are any of you that want your money back, we'll be happy to oblige.
No, we don't want the money.
I think we all owe a debt of gratitude to Diablo's own Deputy Sheriff, Lofty Craig. He's been a true gentleman. We've got 3 in jail now instead of 1.
Yeah? You know, Annie, if you really want me to, I think this jaw just might go another round.
Well, that jaw might go another round, but I don't think Mr. Corbett's pocketbook will.
Good fight, Craig.
Thanks.
Say, do you realize you just went 17 rounds with the champion of the world?
Only 17. Felt more like 70.
Say, Annie, you know what we ought to do? Promote a fight between Lofty and Bob Fitzsimmons.
Hey, that's a good idea. I'll even let Lofty wear my lucky rabbit's foot again.
Oh, Tomahawk, you keep it. You lost this rabbit's foot today, and I'm counting on you to lose it again for both of us. Today I have to fight Fitzsimmons.
Oh, that's all right, Lofty. With my lucky rabbit's foot, I'll fight Fitzsimmons for you.